Hey everyone, welcome back to the content that you're about to watch. Let's traumatize them back with our trauma. So, I have found a subreddit called Traumatize Them Back. It just creates all different kinds of getting them some revenge, just to traumatize them even more further than that. So traumatizing those that can traumatize you. There could be lists of petty revenge, nuclear revenge, malicious compliance, effort on find out, clever comebacks, matching energy, no contact, treating the way they treated you. And I will go through all the stories by the flares. You'll see it by then. So let's get on to all the stories that we're gonna have. So it's 10 stories, I guess, each. And so we're gonna do each one of each that was recently posted. So love to see it. Let's turn on the lights and then I'll switch us in three, two, one. Much better. Okay, let's start off with the first one called Pet Revenge. Let's type Pet Revenge. All right, here's this first one called Scream at Me for having an inhaler in front of half the year / grade. Get lectured, berated, and have your pay doc. Have your pay doc. Okay, so just to clarify, she, we'll call her Miss S, didn't know it was an inhaler, which was the worst part. This was a while back when I was still in secondary school. I was, or am, severely asthmatic, along with a couple of blood conditions. Nothing too bad though, which just makes it harder for me to do sports. I have to carry an inhaler on me at all times for my own health. It has been mistaken as a vape a couple of times since I usually kept it in my pencil case. I was on P running a 4 laps around the whole field, which is about 400 meters. For a test kind of the thing the PE teacher needed to take. During the second lap, I could feel my chest tightening and my lungs started to ache, and I started wheezing. I saw at one of the corners, used my inhaler, took a rest. Some of my friends sat next to me, gave me the water and making sure I was okay. Miss S saw us and came up to us, telling us to get up and carry on running. There were 3 girls with me. 2 nodded and left to carry on running. My BSF, we call P, got up and explained to her why I was sitting down out. Miss S just rolled her eyes, told me I was being a baby. You're fine. You're just being a baby. We all get tired, so get up and carry on running. You overreacted. At this point, I was thoroughly pissed, but I could barely be. Because my inhaler hadn't worked as well as it should, and my lungs were stained, and the wheezing got worse. Then she saw what I had in my hand. She told Pete to give it to her, who confusedly did, and she just went ballistic. She was screaming stuff like, "No wonder your lungs hurt, you delinquent. How dare you bring a vape to school?" Again, some people think that's a vape. It's not. It's an inhaler. It's a life and death thing. That's not because people thought it was a vape is smaller than that. Inhaler is basically like pushing those buttons start to breathe. He got irritated and tried explaining it was an inhaler and I needed to be alive, but started screaming about how vapes these days have bands and shapes, and she can tell a vape when she sees one. She went on to berate me. By this point, I was a bit better, but about how I was a horrible child. Everyone stopped running and turned to her, and you could see the teacher slowly coming to us. Then something dawned on me. Hey, let's sweet revenge. I got up, nodded at the P, and collapsed into her. Instead, just screamed at it because it was because of the vape. And then I could hear the other teachers coming running after to see me collapse. P had given me some of my friends who understood it was just me being petty and started to scream at Miss S for not helping me when I just fainted. After P had stopped screaming and explained what had happened to the other teachers, I had woken up. The other teachers made kids carry on running and then lost it on her. I ended up in the hospital again because I had another actual asthma attack. Oh, why did you do that? Why are you thinking this inhaler thought it's we're not smoking, okay? Having a hard time to breathe here. Oh my god, this teacher should not be okay. After getting lectured by the P teachers, then properly yelled at lecture by the principal. She got suspended for a month and having her pay docked, which, as you know, is already crap. The look on her face when she realized I was telling the truth when I had the second asthma attack. I can never keep a straight face. It's always golden to think about. She did not speak to me after that, and I'm 90% sure she's retired after I left school. Good. Maybe you should learn a lesson about understanding that there is a thing. Remember, because without that inhaler, how are you gonna supposed to breathe? Can't breathe? Boom, you're just fainted, and everybody sees that or pretended to be. And having a second asthma attack is worse. No, an actual asthma attack is worse. Worse than you ever think of. How does it feel when someone collapses on you and have an asthma attack? How would you feel? Are you feeling bad right now? Yeah, good. Because they need inhaler. It's life and death. All right, let's hear this in the comments. Good for you. I hate people like that because things like this happen too often. I don't have enough friends to meet me at the hospital. Go. My technique was similar. Signing off the chair slowly won't cause chaos until someone's on the floor. Hospitals do not want to see anyone on the floor. 'Cause that's worse. That would put a lot of germs in. Special kind of idiot. What kind of idiot can tip between an inhaler and a vape pen is very thin, very small. Inhaler, you have to puff, puff. Special kind of to be pen. That's different. I mean, clearly it's different, huh? Yeah. Yep. Gotta learn the difference between inhalers and vape. You can't see it very far away that it was a vape, but it's not. Yeah, you do not know what an inhaler. Yep, I think you should retire. Yeah, she should retire. Yeah, always retire and learn a thing or two about the difference between a vape and an inhaler. One of them is definitely saves your life. The other one leads you to death. No, one is a life and death situation. One is very urgent. The other one is recreational. So yeah, learn a thing or two about it. Okay, that's petty revenge. Second one, the don't start none, won't be none. Okay, so I did. I never had a little context or anything because I want to get back. Okay, your friendly neighbor but cripple trademark is back. This just happened today, and I'm still giddy with glee. Oh, this just happened today. So on a Saturday? Okay. Where were you 2 hours ago? Okay. All right. Hello. I'm your Nate. I'm your friendly neighborhood cripple. For those who just joined us, I, 50 female, am paralyzed from the broadband down to the catastrophic illness. It's been almost 10 years since I was paralyzed, and I have a ton of stories which I share here for your enjoyment. To mitigate my disability and help me get around the world, I have a power wheelchair and a service dog. I think I've read this before. I'm not exaggerating at all when I say the stuff that comes my way could fill a 3 month supply of my colostomy bags and then some. I don't know what that is. For our newcomers, I'm the way I am as I grew up in the suburb of NYC, was bullied constantly my entire life, and grew up with an older brother. He and his friends made a life living hell, but until I honed my sarcasm, sharpened my tongue, and learned to think quickly to give as good as I got. Usually, I end up turning around, making it worse for the person who's told me. In addition to all this, my husband and I recently moved from our local NYC adjacent suburb to NC, North Carolina. It's a lower cost of living. I can still get excellent medical care. We got a house that's fully accessible in a lovely neighborhood, etc. People here say things to you in a sickly sweet and very kind voice, but what sounds like a compliment is often an insult. All right, thank you for giving us the story there. All right, today we went to Costco. My hair is a gold dark purple, and as my service dog, Cap, and I are wheeling around, I see a shirt I like. I go to look at said shirt. It was one of those super soft casual cuts in an amazing shade of green. A younger woman, maybe mid-30s, looks at me and nods politely. I smile and nod back and begin checking out the shirt that caught my eye. She's next to me, also checking out the shirt, just in a different color. Okay, here's the skirt. You are so brave to have purple hair. I can never do something like that. And the oh bless your heart. Okay. Oh no. What's brave is a woman your age that vaguely gestures to her clothes. Well, what's wrong with it? Well, those jeans are definitely a choice. Plus, open-toed shoes when your feet look like that. I wish I had half your confidence. Y'all have a great day. At that point, I said, against the shirt since the shade green made me look like a shade of corpse. That was just not that any shade of corpse is flattering, but this was the least flattering shade of corpse I ever seen. Kevin and I knocked off to find my lost husband, leaving her to stare at her perfectly nice jeans and perfectly normal feet and perfectly normal open-toed shoes and wonder what was wrong with them. And probably wonder why a woman in her mid-30s shouldn't be wearing perfectly nice jeans with a perfectly nice sweater and perfectly normal toed open-toed shoes. I will be living rent-free in her head for a long, long time. Alright, till next time. There's always next time. Your friendly neighborhood purple. Wow. Some insults, some here and there. So that's part of starting to know me now. Okay, so been in the Costco, looking wearing some having the purple hair, I mean, looks good in the 50s. What did you wear in 30s? Well, you couldn't have like a color hair like that. And then why is the jeans and open-toed shoes feet? I'm wearing this and then slipper. That's their fashion choice. But sometimes their fashion choices are awful, really terrible, very ugly in some sort of way. Yeah, that's where this come about. But hey, I do like this Green Hamburger Cripple. You're definitely the best. Okay. All right, let's get to the next one. All right, next up is oh no, it's the consequences of your actions. That will be the next thing we're gonna do. That's the third one. Yell at me in a disabled toilet. Face my mother. Okay, let's read it. This happened last year when I just turned 16. Me, my mom, my granny, and my aunt had all been out to watch the Snow Queen ballet, and we were in a McDonald's warm up for the January weather while we waited for my dad to come pick us up. They've been drinking. While I was there, the standard toilets had been closed for cleaning since it was near 11 p.m., but the disabled toilet was accessible. As someone who has autism and Tourette syndrome, I'll be allowed to use disabled toilets anyway. Why hadn't I realized that was too late was that people at the table beside the disabled toilet were very, very drunk and trashy. The minute a woman there started yelling that she needed to go, started banging on the door, which wrecked about due to a loose lock. The rest of the crowd, around 6 people, started yelling and laughing too. Now, this will be unpleasant for anyone, but because I have autism, I'm highly sensitive to loud noises, or like me, and started having what's called a shutdown, which is basically an internal panic attack. Because I was too scared to pull the red emergency string. The magic came up to see what the commotion about, and they started claiming that there were two people having naughties in the bathroom and prevented the woman banging from using the toilet. The manager was clearly frustrated with them, and at one point told her to pee outside, but he did knock on the door and said if I wasn't out in 2 minutes, he had to investigate. I barely got out in time to see these fully grown 40s, 50s adults cheered mockingly. I covered my ears and mumbled something about being autistic before rushing off to find my family. I just told them that we had to leave now. I didn't understand, but decided just to take me out as I was clearly distressed. On the way, the manager did apologize for their behavior and said there was not much he could do about them. And once we were all back in the street, I told them everything. They were all absolutely fuming, but especially my mom. That moment, she told us all to stay there by the windows outside the McDonald's and went out to the table of drunkards. My context mom is a 5'8" stocky woman rumored to be of a Viking heritage and wore heels that day. Good for your mother there. Due to the chorus behind her, I didn't fully hear what she said, but I could tell she was tearing a new one on them. Oh, shaming them for harassing a disabled child, and they all just started stare at the table or floor. They tried to defend themselves briefly by saying they didn't know, but she slammed back, saying I was literally in a facility meant to accommodate disabled people. All the while, my aunt and granny told me to look really sad from the window. I'm a repressed theater kid, so I made it convincing. Good thing, good for you. Having autism, then try to act like be a different person. No, kidding. There were a few other choice words before she returned, and we soon talked to where my dad had parked. I'm sure the hangover and post booze clarity hit like a birch. So long as that read, drunk adults harass disabled teen in toilet instantly regrets it. Oh wow. They're trying to harass things about being in autism, okay? Autism has been a lot because one certainly don't want to talk to people, okay? Because sometimes have a little autistic line, have some doesn't mean because it doesn't want to talk to people that much. But ways to little throws past aggressive and told the mother about everything what they have did to harass this disabled teen. Because autism is part of disabled, okay? People who are so drunk and so hangover did not understand. Should probably lay off the booze and learn about how to be human for once. Alright. Oh. There's a lot of stories to act sad was a cherry on top for me. I love it. That sounds awesome. Yeah, your mother sounds really good. A nice person. Your friend sounds awesome. Laugh out some Look at Grams and Auntie telling me to ham it up. Act sad and stuff. That's so funny. Ooh, okay. Oh, we got some more comments. In addition to the drink being terrible, harassing you, the drinkers and stuff. What's wrong with that man? Just saying you had 2 minutes to get out or he messy. Was he planning on breaking the door down while you were using the toilet? Okay. I think he was trying to quell the conflict. Okay. Didn't know who was in the bathroom, but it was the only one available at the time, claiming two people had gone to have naughties, trying to compromise to stop the drunks from yelling. But it might be 2 minutes, not nearly enough, because there are valid reasons why someone need more time in the bathroom. Don't think it was allowed to kick them out, but the time I have been kicked out that same because it's in a subway, so okay. Alright, that little time matters there. Yeah, are not reserved for disabled handicap. There are not reserved, but they're accessible. They get access to that. Anybody can use it anytime because you have to justify. Okay, wow. All right, good. It makes so kind of being in a regal room with economy ticks. Having little ticks about that and Tourette's. I've done it before. I have a little Tourette's when someone looks at it and starts a little bit shaking thing. Either it's a Tourette or that habit. I think it's a Tourette's. Wow. But again, good for your mother and everything else. All right, let's move on to the next one. Let's match some energy. Here we go. White truck equals small manhood. Okay, I work in the security industry. A while back, I was part of a hospital security team in the small town hospital. One of our officers, we'll call him Jim, for short sake, was always very proud of two things: being a natural born American and owning a white Dodge Ram 3500 truck. At one point, we had a new officer join the team who was an immigrant from Mexico, a good, reliable guy whom he called Pedro. Jim immediately started poking at Pedro for being an immigrant. At first, it was subtle stuff and offhanded remarks, particularly how Mexican needs to learn from Americans how to be men. At one point, that officer being and talked to Jim about it, and he dialed it down for a bit. We thought this might be the end, but a few weeks later, during online team training, he accidentally shared an article about the team that suggested that people migrating green teams are less intelligent than natural born Americans. Oh, just basic average internet BS with no real study behind it. Petros was upset, the rest of them as well. Couldn't help myself. I just used some internet resources to create a fake article suggesting that research proves almost conclusively that men who buy big trucks, particularly white big trucks, have a small weight. Given the article about okay, and who have some big trucks or white big trucks, referring to the white truck. I wrote a whole psychology of compensating for inadequacy piece and made it look as professional as I could. And I shared it with the team. They didn't say Jim was furious and claimed I was spreading fake news. Mixed to us and left it at that. He didn't harass Pedro anymore after that. Awesome. Oh, good on you. Wow. People are really getting annoyed when you were an officer and there's a Mexican immigrant who just wants to work in the security industry and harass her about the immigrants. They're so dumb and stuff. I get it. We get that. I was an immigrant before. I was very dumb, but I have learned myself to how to speak English and be smart about it. Definitely learned that from the years before. I learned it. All right. Great. So yeah, and you pull out an article, we'll come up with a fake article about white trucks. Anybody who use white trucks or something like that is having a small wiener. That's good. I mean, that teaching Drew just met. Yeah, that's the purpose of matching the energy. Okay, why paint because it's always the cheapest option. If you may have other options, but white's cheap. Yep, and I travel a lot. I spend a lot of driving. The white pick equals ace and the whole thing's true. Those are being the worst. Yeah, Tesla drivers being the worst. Don't even go there. If it's a Tesla driver who drives Tesla. Sorry to one of my cousins there who drove Tesla. I don't know if that's true, but that's a little fake. If it's actually true, then I'm sorry. That's it says I didn't read an article, but might be there. But good on you to match the energy about what he did. But all right, next one. Now everyone knows. Okay, great. Old man comments about my tattoo. I'll tell him the ugly truth. It's great. Whew. Okay, a couple years ago, I, 29 female, got a tattoo on my left arm, and it's small, has my name, my own handwriting, and an arrow, all line work. Looks stunning. It also has several meanings, which I could share one or two of them when people ask about it. Only a couple people know the real truth. Ooh, background. Here's the background of the story. I was in a religious hospital, non-medical. There are some people that speak their beliefs out loud and actually try to convert people to the main religion of the hospital. It's harmless enough, but on some occasions I have given plenty of reasons to stop talking to me about it. I have no interest in religion. It doesn't make sense and it's annoying. Okay. When I came back to work with my new tattoo, people were asking me all the questions and all the kind of tatted up dudes were congratulating me. Love it. A few days later, I had to work with a hyper religious old man, to be honest. Dreading the hour I had to work with him. Ugh, this old man. Not even 15 minutes in the dorm hour to do hour, and our coworker come up and wanted to have a look at my new tattoo. When they leave, Kevin asked me to point blank why I violated my body with something so permanent. I will never be able to get it off. It's a sin to mark my body so violently. I have enough of this old man's response to my body and other things like my relationships and poking me about accepting religion. Always randomly saying the world is going to pay for their sins and quoting some religious texts. I stopped while I was staring at him, told him every reason got the tattoo. Okay, 3 bullet points. One is my ex fiance degraded my self esteem and confidence so badly, I didn't think I deserved the happiness I had found recently, and constantly reticulated myself, my body, my way of thinking, my effort in life, everything, until I was able to be pulled away from him and found my new boyfriend, who was helping me, along with my family and shrink, to slowly regain my sense of self worth and happiness. Yep, ex didn't. So yeah, her ex didn't do so well, trying to escape from what he did and all other things. Yeah, your ex is trying to talk you down instead of talking up. Well, I'm glad that you have a boyfriend there. That's reason one. Reason two, after ignoring myself for almost my entire life with work and toxic relationships, abusive father and neglectful and overprotective mother. Oh wow. Parents too is the worst too. I need something to be proud of and remind myself of me, by the way. Kinda wish it was a bit bigger so I could see my name without glass below. Okay. Since my name starts with an L, I put it on my left arm. I can easily figure out my left and rights from each other. Because your name starts with L and it tells you from left to right. Makes sense, huh? So yeah, I've abused you for a long time and boyfriend. Not just that, your parents are it'll be disaster if you have abusive father and no protect the mother. You have two parents didn't even cross the line. Mixed but with so many. Yeah. And then the tattoo with the L, because that's her name starts with L. She knew what is left and what is right. Didn't say a word to me the entire day for the rest of the week until another incident a few weeks later. I can explain if anyone's interested in another post. So wow, it stay that way. The comment about no tattoo that he had found and some made some comments about religion. You don't know the story about her yet. Don't know her yet. Everything. Not everybody knows the truth. Okay, comments. If my body is a temple, then I can have stained glass windows and fancy decoration too. So yeah, I was telling if my body is a temple, what's wrong with painting the walls? Is your walls just plain and boring? Light up the mood or something. Create something different. Oh, wow. Okay, let me read some other comments. Love those. Just remember, you do you first and foremost. Being happy is hard, especially with yourself. So everything you feel down, look at your arm, smile, and move on. My mom always told me to smile. I don't have her anymore, so I tend to smile on my middle finger. It helps me often when someone gets the bird. I smile too. I'm not gonna give the middle finger, but that's good. Okay. I mean, good on you for knowing what's behind that tattoo. You have your name and some arrows and knowing you have an L on your name. Great. It was great. Good on you. Good on you. All right. Next one comes from malicious compliance. Oh, we're going to have to do malicious compliance today. Okay. Don't believe I'm disabled? Watch me. Okay. Here we go. This happened a few years ago in 2022. Okay. I'm physically disabled. I got a placard for my car and a wheelchair at 18. At the time of this event, I was 23, but look younger. One day, I was at my local Walmart trying to go about my life. I was parking a handicap spot and was walking towards my trunk to get my wheelchair out. I'm only a part-time user. This elderly woman sees me in the parking spot while I was sitting down in my chair. She comes up to me and starts ranting about how I'm lazy, that I'm too young to need a chair and parking spot, that I'm still not from someone who really needs it. I kept trying to explain to her I'm disabled and need both the spot and chair, She kept yelling over me. At this point, she called me lazy, fat, and a bunch of slurs I'm not comfortable with being. What's with the insults and the slurs? We don't need this kind of energy. She finally says, okay, prove you're disabled. Prove you need to spot more than a real disabled person. So I do. I start to manually dislocate my left shoulder. Ooh, followed by some of my fingers and a wrist. I even went and started the same to my knee before she told me to stop. She asked if I was crazy. That is disgusting for me to do that in front of her. I looked up and said, "Believe I'm disabled now?" She walked away. Before people ask, I have EDS, some disorder and stuff. I'm so lax in my joints, I can purpose dislocate most of them. It is not something I do on purpose often. Good. Don't prove to me that I'm disabled. Okay, let me dislocate the shoulders. Let me dislocate my legs. There, disabled or not, that proves the point. Get out of there, Oli. Go park somewhere else. That's funny. Yeah, good for you. I'm almost physically and visibly disabled. I'm always happy to this busy body get put into place. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, as soon as I saw started to manually escape I said to myself, must be Ed. Good for you. I'm disabled, but it's invisible too. So okay, for those of you who don't know what ads is, this is the condition ads, EDS, it's the Daniel syndrome. Okay, it's a rare inherited group of 13 connected tissue disorders that can affect bodies ability to produce collagen and definitely okay lose joints that can dislocate transelastin reduce easily. Yeah, EDS, Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. Yeah, that is EDS. So yeah, don't mess with the people who have EDS. This they could literally dislocate anybody they want in front of it. Is it disgusting? No, that's they got EDS. So yeah, you prove your point. So yeah, you asked for it. So oops. All right, next one. This is very short, very short. Traumatize. Okay, man tried to pop a feel and immediately regretted it. Okay, some call this I'm an AFAB non-binary person that works at care home with some characters. Now I'm very much female passing and mainly just use binders and translate to help with dysphoria. One day, one of the older characters tried to touch my knockers and was very confused when he felt nothing there. Instead of giving him a reaction, I said in a much lower voice than usual, "Do you need something?" The man went pale and looked terrified. Still cackled to myself about it. Thank you, non-person. Oh, this owns AFAB 2, my hero. Oh, just for context. Don't know what AFAB is? Yeah, assigned female slash male at birth. There's AFAB, right? AMAB and AFAB. It is at birth. So yeah, AFAB, well, it's either assigned female at birth. So assigned female, but that person can change tone too, right? This older man thinks that it's a girl. Oh, when he touched that knockers out, ugh, it started to get alas. Or I said her, but God damn it, I just assume your gender. I'm sorry, but when they did, and you made this voice changing thing, not voice changing because you were a female at birth, signed to female, but really a man. Saying lower, it's a very low voice saying. It's very funny. Do you need something? that that low voice and saying, "Do you need something?" is wow. Well, good on you, non-binary. You did the best they can. Hopefully, I did not assume the gender because I'm very sorry. Yeah, you're the best. This Obi is this. They did whatever they can to stop someone from getting harassed or something. Wow, that is so awesome. Next one, delicious revenge. All right, call me weird. I'll show you weird. Okay, when I was in middle school, about 11 or 12, I was the type of kid who was insanely good at some very specific subjects ancient Greece, science, PE, English, that kind of stuff. But completely useless in others, maths, computers. Okay. At that time, I didn't know I was autistic and was called weird by most of my peers. I didn't care because it was mostly jokes about weird stuff. I have done and nothing more until this new kid. We will call him Pierre for privacy reasons. Was rootless, always making rude comments, and worst of all, he was my bully in elementary school. I still remember how he used to pin me into a corner and brush me to stripping nude so they could take pictures of me, or to touch him in inappropriate areas and make me kiss them. Oh gosh, I'm gonna be honest with you. I have been through that. Oh gosh. I have been through that. It's worse than you feeling being bullied and do all this. Did not help that those events happened when I was on CM11. He was on the CM2. Oh, I don't know what those are, but okay. Oh my gosh, still have that trauma. Okay, when I was in the 6M, first year middle school, okay, I didn't see him there and assumed by either is there and I missed him with Sherlock, or he went to a different middle school. Fortunately, the second option was correct. And in the middle school, the year he showed up, at first I didn't acknowledge him, but not even 2 days later, he started targeting me, and it was like hell, but worse. That isn't to the last straw I made him regret ever knowing of my existence. Okay, when I was at the gates waiting for my mom to pick me up, I was with my boyfriend on the benches. Wow. And we were talking and ranting about each other how much we hate school as teenagers do. And behold, Pierre. He came up to us and said something along the lines of, look at the cute lesbian couple. Look at the honor being a weirdo together. I don't remember exactly what he said. It's just a rough transition. Okay, so very different. The movement is trans, but because of over religious parents, he doesn't have any means to pass. You don't get any pass from saying this stuff. Any LGBT from some homophobic stuff that you don't want to say. Okay, but in the exact moment, something snapped. I got up, put my bag back down on the ground, and let out the most demonic, ear-splitting shriek to ever leave my throat. I have a flexible vocal cords and can make some pretty messed up noises. And for good measure, I literally bent over backwards. My spine, I'm double jointed. Well, the look on this was freaking hilarious. So much I fell to the ground and a demonic wheeze as he left the two friends looking visibly uncomfortable. Never saw him approach me or my boyfriend again. That's so funny. I mean, awesome. Good on you. That was awesome. Did the little shriek noises and some that and just yeah. If you want to be weird like that, that's what the weird comes with some screams. You should be in the metal. You should be in the metal for some sure. Some sort of time you should be in the you should be in the metal band. I swear to you, you should be in the metal band. Alright, there's only a few comments there. If they both for being weird, be weirder than they ever thought possible. Worked quite often. And the OP exactly what I did. But now I wish I could have pulled some exorcism thing. Like crawling on the ground, biting his ankles. I actually did bite someone's ankles at school. Oh, that's terrible. Oh, oh my gosh. That's how you traumatize them back with some delicious revenge that oh my god, it's so painful. Oh my god, it's so funny. That was the funniest thing. Uh, I love it. I mean, if they bully you for being weird, guess what? I will be more weirder than any thought. I mean, because you have some little weird things to go around from here and in and out. But now you did some little screechy and more screamy. And I was like, ree. That's so funny. Oh, I can't. Oh, so funny. You are awesome. You're the awesomest person that I ever read that stuff on the Reddit. I mean, your live up to the name is the weird, so go on, you weird. Did a great job being more weirder than that. That's so funny. All right, next one. It's the FAFO. It's the screw around and find out. Oh my god, that's so funny. Ooh. All right. Okay. I mean, this is from the click. Okay, so hopefully the click messages here send it out so that this hey, if you're listening to me, I'm gonna read this out if the click sees this at all. Hopefully the click sees it. Hopefully he sees this babe. Alright, hold on. Before that, let's read what this one is. Scaring my bully out of ever bothering me again. Okay, so this ended the begins a few years ago. I, 12, 30 female at the time. I have ever since accessed customer character customization, now identified as agender. Okay. Was relentlessly bullied by a girl that we're going to call Sarah. So Sarah, 12, 13, had set her eyes on me on literally the first day of secondary school. And she was, of course, the head of a gaggle of other cheat girls, but they aren't important here. So those girls are not important there. To give me an idea of kind of things that I had to deal with whenever she decided she was bored, I'll give you a non-exhaustive list. Okay, here we go. Ask about my love life and naughty life that were barely out of primary school. Ew. Making fun of me being in relationships that I wasn't in. She used to pull images of random guys, say there was an image of my boyfriend while showing legit everybody who would listen. She provided her number and prank called me at a time I had a close friend who was always had number set to private and I didn't want to accidentally ghost her. She threatened to bash me along with her gang several times. All this and more that can't be bothered to list carried on for the whole year until young me was at the time fairly quiet and really didn't like the confrontation or conflict at all. So I ever fought back all that much until finally I've had enough. So the school we went to had lockers, and unluckily for me, Sarah's locker was right next to mine, the middle row. Mine was on the top row. I was fiddling around with my stuff in my locker when Sarah came along and closed my locker door, even though it wasn't even in her way. I opened it again, saying no, but hey, it's fine. She closes it again. I'm getting more now, but I had to take a deep breath and open it again until she does it again. That is when I turned around, shoving her into the locker block while yelling, be laid in your face, I'm freaking done, you Birch. I'm done. The look at Sarah's face was pure fear as a few teachers dotted around the halls there, and Shaw's typically friendly teachers had go ape sin. Needless to say, she never bothered me again. Ooh, do you want to mess around and shove and close lockers on them? Well, I'll put you in a locker. I'll have a lock. Next time, her lock, not your lock. Her lock. Shove her in a locker and lock her. I know it's a very evil thing to do, but block her. Now, there's no comments there, but awesome. Oh my gosh, you are so bullied so many times about what was going on because that's I mean, it's agender. You don't want to have anybody you're not interested in, but they convince you to have someone, a guy, and instead of just being a birch. And I appreciate that. Try to close in, shove in the locker. I mean, if I was you, I put Sarah in a locker. Put a lock on it if you have a lock. No, not your lock, her lock. If she has a lock, put a lock on, or someone else's. Lock her out and stuff and saying that. That's is why we have some crazy things here. You're thinking the peaches, you think you're better than anybody else. You're not better than anybody else, and you are not. But good for you, Opie. You have done very well to, definition of screw around and find out. And I hope the click sees it. I hope he sees this story. Okay, so all right. Hopefully, in the next traumatizing back, we'll have this video in place. So, but if he did sees this, then awesome for that. If he sees your story, that's awesome. Very awesome. Hopefully, we'll have comments in here and there. So awesome. I'm not gonna comment right now, but I'm gonna finish this video. Okay. Last but not least, justified ace in the hole. Ooh, I'm so into this. Okay, here we go. Last one. Think we are Satanists? Okay, lady. Okay, this story takes place in the 80s during the Satanic Panic. In the world of everything you say that it is a call. Playing the song backwards, there might be some messages that can be Satan all over the place. Or the 666, or thinking Dungeons and Dragons that have some devil behind the scenes. Yeah, you named it. Kind of panic. Okay. I'm disabled, and back then I could walk a few steps, but mainly use a wheelchair. My friend and I were gods. Black face outfits, fishnet stockings, dark makeup, and pentacle necklace. Ooh, gods. And like a lot of teens in the 80s, we spent Saturdays at the mall. Very typical Saturday thing to do, teens. So that's young adults. In the center of the mall, a church set up a table and would harass people about the devils of rock, metal, goth music. We've been over that one. They would try to push their agendas on anyone not deemed Christian enough. After weeks of Bible thumping and tell us we were going to hell, my friends and I had enough. Next time we went by the table, I got wide-eyed and whispered to my friend loud enough for them to hear. Oh, I feel weird. Better, even. Thankfully, my friend knew me well enough to go along with it. She asked if she could help, and I said, maybe a prayer? But thumb were staring at us now. She put her hands on me with a wink. I stood up, walked a few steps, and cried out, Thank you, Lucifer, for answering my prayers. I saw the churchy folks making the sign of the cross and grabbing their Bibles. I sat back down. We took laughing their butts off. Wish I could say they left them all, but they did leave us alone. Ah! Oh, it's so awesome. Everybody's into the satanic panic and did all of this and some is making a little golf, some emo. No feelings or anything. Have like black stuff and just, that's my mood. I'm not really God, I'm not the emo. Long hair does not make me an emo though, so okay. I remember this. I absolutely love what you and your friends did there. Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay. I rather enjoy trolling religious whack jobs. Only thing better is inviting LDS, Saturday Saints, and Jehovah's Witness in for light refreshments. Phone calls for the Mormon kids and keep dives in theology from the source materials in the Greek, showing the translation error and thus, per their own theological teachings, demonic. Anything that can be demonic and have a little bit of prayer and then pray just a few steps and then say, "Thank you, Lucifer, for answering our prayers." But they're not thinking about it. They were in the gods. Well, you were gods. Oh, shoot, I forgot about that. I mean, you were gods, and you have to say that in front of the people who worked at the church and stuff. Bible thumpers, in front of the Bible thump. Oh my goodness. Dang table and they will harass people about things and then you push it aside having wearing these gods and saying you prayed and saying thank you to Lucifer, Satan, for having all these prayers. Hopefully the Lucifer addresses this whole thing when it comes to that. Not really the god or something. Hopefully we're saying nope, they're just music. I mean, come on, it's just music. There is nothing going on behind the scenes, or even if you play that sound backwards and you hear something, I love Satan, or somewhere goes a line with anything with very satanic messages when it comes to backwards, or yeah. If you play the song backwards, there may be some subliminal. There's a lot of lyrics, hidden lyrics, or subliminal messages. So many things. But I'm glad that you did that. Think that you mean you're Satanist, but you're not. We'll show you what a Satanist look like. That's how it is. Okay, that's everything. That's all of the stuff from Traumatize back. We'll have more. We'll have more of those when I come back from that. Man, it's been an hour since I did all of that from different kinds of categories. I'll do more of that one when it comes along. But for now, we're done with this video. Bye.